Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all of you fine people out there. My name is Trollick and welcome to the second video in our 8-part series covering AI integration into business. Today we're not going to waste any time talking about the roadmap like we did in the intro video, so if you haven't seen that first video outlining the series, definitely go take a look so you can see what we've got coming up next. However, before we can even begin to tackle all those big elements like actually integrating AI tools into your business operations, it's important that we understand some misconceptions about AI as it stands today. The first one being that AI is magic. As stated by Arthur Clarke, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. With the development of AI, it's important to note that we are heading into a largely unknown and philosophical area of technology, one where we have to ask the abstract questions like what is sentience, what is intelligence, emotion, what would the consequences be if this technology were to develop these features. But if we think about it critically, if our brains are just incomprehensibly large systems of neurons firing and electrical signals, what's not to say that we can't build a similar system inside of a computer? The result of that is the modern AI. The true question is, how can we manage those ones and zeros to ensure that the AI's goals are aligning with humanity's? Despite how AI is being presented by the media, it's certainly not magic, and there is definitely no one-stop solution to all of your business needs in terms of AI yet. But also, if you're thinking about AI as a strictly one-stop solution or strictly from a cost-cutting perspective, you're definitely looking at the use of AI incorrectly. The main point of AI and the way that we've been approaching building AI is from a sense of assistance. It's here to help you, not do it for you. AI has been built with the objective of human companionship and assistance. It's not meant to be a replacement. The only way that AI becomes a replacement is if we allow it to. Sure, there are definitely ways to string together AI tools in order to get specific results, which we'll talk about further down the road in our course. But as it stands, there's no one place where you can ask for, say, a marketing campaign based on your data and get one clean out of the box that's essentially perfect. That just doesn't exist yet. Another example is that there's no way to provide required data to an AI and then ask it to, say, create a full financial plan or analysis for you from start to finish like an employee would. What's important to consider with this is that the employees that you do have can be supported with these AI tools, and that includes yourself. There are AI tools for management, organization, outreach, brainstorming, you name it. There's literally a tool out there for anything you could possibly need. We're going to talk about how you can search through different AI resources and different AI websites to gather tools that will work best for your business in our next video. Ultimately, AI is only trained on what it's learned before. If what it's learned before contains information about ideas in the future, it's possible that ChatGPT and AI models could reiterate that information in their own words, but that doesn't make it a prophet, it makes it a parrot. ChatGPT cannot predict the future, it just has very intense knowledge and data about how the world works. Even now, most of the tools that are based on ChatGPT only have access to information up to November 2021, unless they are supported with additional training or access to the internet. It has zero ability to create the next best or most sophisticated marketing campaign or financial books all on its own. But if you were to pair that technology and greatness with human intuition, the value that you can get from AI is incomparable. An AI that can think and act on its own free will and think as a human would be considered an AGI, which by definition does not exist in the public knowledge. However, we're definitely approaching the possibility of a sentient being, as Google engineers have stated that so many times already, which leads me to myth number 2, that AI will take away jobs. Here's the thing, you probably heard that and asked yourself, what is this guy talking about? And you're absolutely correct. In no way is this a myth, it's actually a fact. We've already seen AI getting introduced into the journalism fields and customer service, so what I'm more concerned with here is the scale of job replacement. Before ChatGPT was even introduced, the idea of humans being replaced by robots or being consumed by technology wasn't a new concept. Fahrenheit 451, Black Mirror, and Terminator are a few pieces of media that have all highlighted real situations where AI or technology in general can outperform or distract humans, and in many ways it already does. Many jobs like journalism, basic data analysis, financial management, reception, customer service, and more are all starting to be automated by AI at little to no cost in the long term. Well, with all that in mind, it begs the question of how many jobs will be taken away by AI and what should you be considering as a business owner. A recent report from McKinsey Consulting suggests that at some point between 2030 and 2060, half of all jobs globally could be automated by AI, and that AI tools can add $2.6 to $4.4 trillion to the global economy annually. There are certainly jobs that will become irrelevant due to AI, but ultimately the world will still need people to develop those new AI systems. They will need people to test those systems for flexibility and ensure that they're stable for the long term. Integrating AI-powered systems and full workflows is not an easy task, and one that does take rigorous R&D. So there will be plenty of jobs made just by the introduction of AI, but the main concern is the specialization of those tasks. In my opinion, this opens the door for us to move beyond repetitive tasks and start applying human ingenuity to a more rigorous situation, possibly like space exploration or some other area of technological advancement. With AI making education easier and jobs more efficient by the minute, it's possible that AI will serve as the calculator and assembly line did so many years ago, except now it can talk. It's still important to understand that AI will definitely replace jobs if it hasn't already, and you will likely have employees whose entire career has been spent on one of these now automated tasks. Consider creating training programs and providing resources to your team members so that they can experiment growing in their craft and prevent irrelevance with AI. Allow them to reach beyond the repetitiveness of their job title and attempt something more to add value to your business. This will not only help you weed out the unproductive or unambitious employees, but hopefully it'll provide more morale to your team members as they're introduced as companions to AI, not competitors. The introduction of AI tools and families of AI content like Adobe Firefly or Runway are no different than the introduction of Excel, the Microsoft family, or the line of Adobe products. Yes, it will take time to adapt and adjust, but ultimately these are tools, not replacements. AI in the workplace should be a collaborative process for ultimate productivity and brand security, which brings us to myth number 3. Myth number 3. The use of AI deteriorates brand image. Given how new AI is, there's really no concrete statistical way to know how AI can affect the image of your business or your brand, but that doesn't mean that we haven't seen it in action already. For example, if you're intending on using AI generative art in your business, you should be aware of the fact that there is a very big argument and discussion happening in the artistic community regarding the ethical use of AI art, when it is okay, when it is not okay, how you should use it, when you should use it, and more. That being said, I wanted to provide some insight into conversations that I've had with studios, artists, and business owners alike. I'd spoken with the marketing team behind the brand for Direct Connect Logistics when they visited to talk on my campus. I asked them how they were integrating AI into their workflow, if at all, and what their plans were for the future in terms of generative art and generative AI in general. The response I received was a resounding no, as they all felt that the use of AI content takes away from the brand image and the reason that they were hired in the first place. As a marketing studio with an artistic division, it felt unethical to use the works of others in creating new branding content when ultimately they were hired for the company's unique artistic expertise. I obviously thanked them and appreciated their opinion, and I still do, but I also still disagree. Yeah, generative AI art models do use the work of others, and more often than not without consent. When I asked how they intended to implement AI, I guess I should have been a little bit more specific by adding in a non-plagiaristic way. When I asked the question originally, I didn't mean taking AI generations right out of the box and passing them as your own. I meant using AI generations as a reference and a foundation to build off of. Ultimately, the ethics of your business are defined by your actions. As the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. There is a difference between reading text from a website and rephrasing it versus copying and pasting it off the website, just as much as there is a difference between researching art styles and reference on Pinterest or straight up outlining and copying and pasting someone else's work. Midjourney, despite its unethical use of content, streamlines the way artists and jobs with artistic qualities visualize products, environments, marketing material, websites, and so much more. You can definitely use AI to create new workflows and original content that develop processes behind the scenes or enhance the user experience. That would be an original use of AI. Obviously, I agree that there is certainly a problem repurposing AI content as your own, given the fact that they use content that was not consented to be used, but there is certainly no problem using it as a reference or foundation for your knowledge or business operations. It's no different than going on Pinterest and looking for a particular art style or a particular environment, except now you don't have to look, you can just generate it based on what you know and what you're looking for. This same general thought process and concept applies to all areas of business where AI is applicable. As long as you maintain what you are hired to do and consider the ethical impact that AI can have on your business, AI is definitely going to help you streamline workflows and help you grow. But just like any marketing campaign or any big investment, you have to consider the additional factors that are influenced by your decision to purchase that investment. In this case, the investment is AI. Understand how that influences your perception and your image within your industry and what you're doing. Does it enhance your work or does it deteriorate from it? It all depends on your use case and how you behave with AI tools. Some AI tools are more visible to the naked eye, while other AI tools produce results that are nearly indistinguishable from an organic picture. There is no better situation where this quote applies.
With great power comes great responsibility.
The big lesson here is, if you use AI, do not pass the work off as your own. That's definitely a quick ticket to Loserville. But this is definitely not to say that you should be fearing using AI in your business because of negative PR. What this means is that you should be cognizant of your AI use and consider its applications as minimally as possible. Remember, you were hired, not the computer. Provide value beyond what the AI can do for you, and you'll be just fine. Which leads us to myth number 4. Using AI too much or not enough. There's a very fine line between where AI services are applicable and where they are not. It's important to recognize how you are using your AI tools and ensuring that you are not wasting more time using AI to achieve results than you would just doing it yourself. Take, for example, the ChatGPT API plugin for Blender that allows you to provide instructions to ChatGPT, which you can then act on in 3D space. Despite the first impression appeal of such an amazing tool, it really doesn't have much practical capability, and in my experience, I've spent more time getting the tool to work versus just creating the 3D elements myself. You have to understand not only the balance of where AI is applicable to your business, but also the balance of what each AI tool can do for you and what that assistance quantifiably results to. Despite the mainstream hype, AI is not the answer to everything, and it's still in a position where 9 times out of 10, a professional in the field can exceed or match the AI results with an additional touch that AI can never achieve, the human touch. But additionally, when you consider the results of AI and human talent combined together, the result you get is incredible. It's important not to lose sight of your business goals and to remain rational and ethical in your practice integrating AI tools. Consider how the introduction of AI tools can, in the long term, decrease other elements of your business like morale or trust, as team members see AI outperforming them at essentially no time or cost. Ultimately, navigating the truth behind AI integration into business is rather tricky and entirely depends on your individual use case. An engineer specializing in schematics and mathematics behind tools or products may not see as much value in the base version of ChatGPT as a doctor or student would. The doctor or student likely wouldn't benefit from an AI tool specialized for engineering as much as the engineer would. Treat the investment into AI tools with just as much, if not more care, as you would purchasing any other large or potentially risky investment. Analyze all the areas that AI could impact your business functionality both internally and externally. How does AI help minimize costs? What benefits does AI provide beyond cost deduction? How would the use of any given AI tool be perceived by our clients or consumers? We are certainly living in scary times in terms of technology and global climate, but you can stay ahead of the curve by thinking critically about what you hear. There's a lot of noise surrounding AI and a lot of people trying to make money off of its controversy, but in its current state, there really is nothing to fear. AI is still being explored and its applications for business are not fully known. Every day we are learning more and more about how we can apply it to business, everyday life, military action, economic action, and more, but the consequences of our creation are nowhere in sight yet. My advice, treat AI like your dog, man's best friend. Give it respect, compassion, and ensure that its goals are aligned with yours, and you'll be doing your part in growing your business and ensuring that AI is developing safely. I hope you guys found today's content useful, and if you did, definitely subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next video where we cover navigating the ocean of AI tools. We'll cover how you can find tools for your business, how do you know it's reliable, what finance, marketing, or operations tools are available for business right now. We'll cover all of this next time. Thank you all of you, and have a great morning, afternoon, or evening.